Good morning, students. In my last video, I told you about the electronic configuration and types of elements I was discussing, that is S, P, D and F block. On the last term, I told you the properties, the characteristics of the S block elements and the P block elements. I repeat once again, what are S block elements? These are the S block elements. S block 1 alkali metals, S block 2 alkaline earth metals. And then I also discussed the P block elements. These are all the P block elements. That is, the elements ranging from group 13 to 18 are called as P block elements. Today I will start the characteristics and properties of D block elements. What are D block elements? These are the D block elements. And I have told you earlier, these are also called transition elements. Let us study their properties one by one. What is the first one? The general electronic configuration of these elements is n-1, 1 to 10, ns 0 to 2. That is, the d orbital is filled from 1 to 10 and s is completely filled. Number 2, these are known as transition elements. These are known as transition elements as they have incompletely filled d orbital. See here, this is the d orbital. Please see here, this is the d orbital. n-1, d 1 to 10, ns 0 to 2. Property number 3, they are all metals with very high melting and boiling points. Number 4, they are paramagnetic in nature. I hope you understand what is paramagnetism and what is dimagnetism. Then, property number 5, it's an important property. Mostly they form color lines and exhibit variable valencies. What do you mean by this variable valencies? I told you 2 examples. Here, this iron has got 2 oxidation state. Fe2 plus is called ferrous, Fe3 plus is called ferric. Cu plus is called cuprous and Cu plus plus is called cupric. So, this is known as variable valencies. Coming to the next property, they are used as catalysts. Very, very important. In the industry, they are used as catalysts for the preparation of various types of chemicals. For example, here, what are the catalysts here? You see, iron is used as a catalyst, nickel is used as a catalyst, copper is used as a catalyst. Others are also very important and they are used as a catalyst. Property number 7. Zinc, cadmium and mercury are not regarded as transition elements. This question normally comes, why zinc, cadmium and mercury not regarded as transition elements? This is due to the fully filled electronic configuration. I write here the fully filled electronic configuration. That means they have n-1, d 1 to 10, ns2. So their electrons are fully filled, and that is why, I repeat again, zinc, cadmium and mercury are not regarded as transition elements. Where are they located? Zinc is located here. This is called 3D series. 3D series. So in 3D series, zinc. In 4D series, which starts from yttrium, ends at cadmium. And in 5D series, starting from here, ending up to mercury. So remember, in 3D series, zinc, 4D series, cadmium, and 5D series, mercury. These three elements are not regarded as transition elements. Very, very important. Why? Because of fully filled electronic configuration. That is, the d section is fully filled. I have showed you here 1 to 10. Whereas in the basic definition of the d block, the d orbital is successively filled by 1 electron each. Now, after d block elements, I hope you have understood the properties well. Coming to the F block elements. What are F block elements? I told you in the very beginning, F block elements lie at the bottom of the modern periodic table, and F block elements are divided into two: 4F block known as lanthanoids, 5F block known as actinoids. Let us study their properties. What are their properties here? I will tell you the properties. So, here, what are the properties here? For the F block elements, the general outer EC is n-2F, 1 to 14. That is, the F is filled successively from 1 to 14, n-1D, 0 to 1, ns2. This is the outer general EC of these elements. Property number 2, the elements in which the last, how do you define F block elements? What is the basic definition of F block elements? The elements in which the last electron enters the F orbital of their atoms are called F block elements. What is property number 3? They are also known as inner transition elements. Very, very important. Why they are known as inner transition elements, I will explain to you. They are known as inner transition elements because in the transition elements of D block, electrons are filled n-1d section, while in the inner transition elements of F block, the filling of electron takes place in n-1, n-2 F subshell, which happens to be inner subshell. This is the reason for this. Now, fourth one, the first series follows lanthanum Z equal to 57, and the elements present in this series are from cerium up to lutetium. See here. It starts from cerium up to lutetium. I told you 1 to 14. Now please see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 and 14. This is called lanthanoids or lanthanoids. Now the second series starts from thorium. Please see here. I tell you here, the first series follows La and the elements are from cerium up to lutetium. The second series follows actinium, Z equal to 89. This is actinium, false actinium, and the elements present in the series are from thorium. See here, from thorium up to lawrencium. Thorium is Z equal to 90, ending up to lawrencium 103. And these are called actinoids. Now, property number 6, their properties are very similar. They exhibit variable oxidation states. One of the most important properties of lanthanoids and actinoids is that they exhibit variable oxidation states. I must tell you one thing, actinoids exhibit more oxidation states as compared to lanthanoids. You will study this later on. Then, property number 7, they exhibit, yes, we have done this. Property number 8, they form colored ions. Mostly the lanthanoids are, some of the ions are colored. Now the last one, very important, all actinoids, see here please, all the actinoids are radioactive in nature. See here, from thorium up to lawrencium, they are all radioactive in nature. And remember one very important thing, the only element of the lanthanoid which is radioactive is promethium. Others are metals, but only in lanthanoids, only promethium is radioactive, while in actinoids, all the elements are radioactive in nature. I hope you have understood these two and you are ready to make your own notes. If there are any problems, please do ask me. Thank you very much. I'll continue in my next video.